Hey everyone, I'm your host, Amy Rickabus, author of The Manager, Unveiling the Invisible Work and Sparking a Leadership Revolution, hitting Amazon May 1st, 2025. I'm the CEO of Tomahawk Information Solutions, an awesome IT crew pulling in 8 figures, and a serial entrepreneur since I was 22. Think real estate flips, prenatal protein powder, and film production. I'm a mom of 6, and this is The Manager Podcast, where we're digging into the unseen hustle and sparking some serious leadership vibes. I'm stoked to introduce Kelly Abney, the powerhouse behind AbneyAthletics and a CrossFit Games winner at placing 7th place. Kelly's a beast in the gym, coaching and crushing it, all the while juggling her own crew. So Kelly, I'm so happy to have you. Oh my God.
Having me.
Thank you so much. Kelly's also my neighbor, and she's, we've been in the trenches with our little kids, chasing people around,
watching the day to day,
all the day to day.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. We've got our tribe of children in the neighborhood for sure.
We do. Yes. But thank you for having me on here.
Absolutely.
I am stoked to be here.
Yeah. I'm so happy to have you. And so look, you got a chance to look at the book.
I did. Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, I'm not surprised that you would write something as inspirational as you have. I mean, we've watched you 6 kids. I mean, I have 2 and I'm like, okay, I'm tired. And you're over there managing a business, running a house, getting everybody everywhere. I mean, the amount of times I watch you go in and out of that cul-de-sac.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, I live in my car.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, for sure. There's a whole lot of waving as we go by each other.
Yeah, like, hello again.
Here we go. So
Exactly.
I'm excited for you. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So in chapter 1 that you got to read, I was talking about like the invisible work that women carry for society, like in our homes, in business. How does that show up for you?
I mean, I think as women and moms and business women in general, we are always doing invisible work. It's never, if you sit down and you say, I have 5 minutes, you don't have 5 minutes. You forgot to do something.
Right.
Or you are thinking, what do I have to do next?
Right.
The women I know, my clients, everybody in my life, I was up at 2 a.m. thinking about the list of things I have to do today.
Exactly.
It rarely does my husband have that same conversation with me. So
exactly. I know.
I think we are constantly doing work to get ahead, to figure out what our next step is. So invisible work, I think for us is just a constant, and we don't ever think about how much we do.
We don't.
And we just do it.
Yeah. I didn't think about it until my therapist asked me to write down everything I do for my household.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I don't even think that's like a possibility. She's like, I want you to write down everything you do. And then I want your husband to write down everything he does. And I was like, how about we just write down what he does?
Yeah,
and then everything else.
That's mine. You're like, you have a spiral book and a sheet of paper. That's how that's going to work for us.
That's how that's going to work for us. That's kind of what sparked me like on this journey of like kind of unveiled the invisible work for me. Because I didn't really realize like, how, having 2 little itty bitty babies and going through COVID and like all of a sudden I'm homeschooling all these other kids and like running, and the business is up and running and all of these things happening all at once. And I didn't realize like why I was feeling so burnt out.
Yeah.
And then once I kind of named it, I was like, oh,
this makes sense.
Okay. Like once I stopped gaslighting myself on the fact that I was actually just doing too much, like doing just doing a lot, taking on a lot, like not just
always.
Like groceries and laundry and what's for dinner and, Mom, did you buy that book for me for my English class? Like, I'm like, oh my gosh,
dress up day tomorrow.
Yes.
Good luck. I don't even know what to do with that.
Yeah, totally. Oh yeah, it's 80s day tomorrow.
Oh yeah. It's the neighborhood text. Does anybody have an 80s outfit?
Exactly. Thank God we have each other.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we are the Seaside Sisterhood.
Yes. Yeah.
And our neighborhood it's a rare gem in this age to have a neighborhood where we get together for bunko once a month, where we do pumpkin carving. Yeah. We get together to stamp the streets for bunny stomping for Easter.
It's coming up.
I know. I'm like all the things. We do like a chili cook-off.
Yeah.
And like we don't have an association. No. This isn't something. This is honestly, is this Jenny?
It is a lot of Jenny. I think it is. But I think the thing that I love the most about our neighborhood is that we create time for us as women and moms and wives, and we create time for all of us to hang out, because we all know what you're talking about, being burnt out.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I've discovered as I've gotten older is the thing that kind of gives me, besides work I do, which we just talked about. When you're passionate about something, you get this renewed energy coming out of it. Like when I'm coaching, a team, or when I have a really amazing client that's, doing really well, you kind of come out of that rather than feeling drained.
Yeah.
You're re-energized.
Totally.
So I think that when we all can get together and creating these times for us to do this, whatever it is,
right,
gives all of us just like a little bit of a breath of fresh air. And then we can talk about our frustrations. Like, oh God, I think I'm not the only person going through this. So
totally.
I think it's just such a safe place for us, and we get to walk right down the door to do it. So I don't have to get on a plane or get in a car or, FaceTime anybody. I just get to hang out with you guys, which is great.
It's like nice. And I think it works because we do create that time and that space for us to have that community.
Yeah.
So it's like, it seems to be like this recurring theme of like, if we have the space and the time to gather, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people will reach out. Everybody, are you doing okay? Do you need help? Is there something I can get you? Or there's a lot of that conversation. So it's a constant check-in with each other. Yeah. And if there is space that needs to be created because somebody's lost somebody, or a kid's sick, or,
oh my
something
gosh.
like that.
We've gone through it. We've been in it. Yeah. Yeah. We really
I'm
have.
thankful for that.
Yeah. It really is. Like my coming over and like making me fa.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like, as I'm recovering from baby Paul. Like, thank you, Mai.
Yes. Yeah.
The sisterhood is real. It really is.
It really is.
I think sisterhood is like what feeds our souls.
It does.
Like as women. Like, and I don't have real sisters. Like I have a brother. So it's, finding that, like that your grown up tribe, your lady tribe.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen until later. You think you have it when you go through high school, and then you have it in college, and then you have it in your 20s, and all of a sudden you're like, no, none of this is what I thought it was. And then you find this group of women when you get older.
Yes.
And it's something that you didn't even know you needed. And now you have it. And it's an organic development that you just found yourself in. And you're like, thank God.
Thank God.
Because I'm tired for everything else. So.
I mean, I had a feeling when we were looking for a house and I was driving and we looked at so many neighborhoods, and actually we were in escrow on a couple of different houses. Oh, yeah. We could have ended up somewhere else. Yeah. And when that house came on the market, I was like, look at all the kids playing in the streets. Yeah. Look, people wave to each other in this neighborhood. Right? Isn't that crazy? Actually like the culture of our little, like it's just a couple of streets. Yeah. But we have this little culture like in these couple of blocks. And it's like, I could tell I was like, there's something special here. And then when I moved in, the woman who was moving out of my house was like, okay, here's the deal. Like, this is what we do. Like on Halloween, you need to make hot cocoa is actually the tradition for our house.
It is.
I haven't done it yet.
That's okay.
But it is. I've been a little busy with tiny children. But as my children get older, I'll bring back the hot cocoa. I'm just remembering it now. But like there's tradition. There's a real tradition in the neighborhood. And it's like it passes on from like the neighbor to neighbor as the houses change hands. Yeah. So
it stays. And, the neighbors that we have there that have been there, like Terry for a while.
Oh, Terry's the best.
They are so thankful. Yeah. Every time we get a new neighbor, we're always really like, okay. Are they going to fit with us? Is this going to be can they get on board with us? Yeah. And so far, so good with it.
I know. Yeah. And I'm like, that's one of the things, like, as our neighborhood is getting like more expensive because the real estate, like, I can't believe it. I mean, even since I moved in like 7 years ago,
it's not, I know.
Will having people who pay more for houses change our culture? And I hope not.
I hope not.
I hope that like there's this, I really want to spark this like deeper. Now that we have it, it's like, how can we take this out into the world and expand? I really hope that this idea expands into the world rather than like getting lost completely.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully our kids take it, if anything. Hopefully our kids are like, this is how I grew up. Yeah. And my mom had this social circle in our community. And our, my dad saw this too. And hopefully they continue it, because that, really is, we're looking for the next generations to carry these on. Yeah. So you guys step up.
Step up and step in for sure. Yes, ma'am. So I'm curious about, I'm an IT girl and just curious, like what about you? How, we've had that chat about AI and like, where are you at like in your AI journey?
It's interesting because we were just chatting before, and I feel like I am a little bit behind when it comes to it, because a lot of what I do in my job is so hands-on. Not to say that technology shouldn't be there, because it should. Right. I just feel like I tend to get stuck in my old ways. And then somebody will show me something like we were just talking about before about, an app that I could use. I've never even thought about that.
Yeah.
So, I'm very old school. Like I write my client list, my bookings for the week. I write it out by hand. It's pencil and paper. And then I really just don't use as much as I should.
Right.
But I do, like I use an app called Train Heroic, and that's what I remote program my clients for.
Oh, that's cool.
So they can get in and they log in and I can see their progress, ask questions. There's videos. It's a really neat app. So I've started using that with clients that aren't, in my gym.
Yeah.
And then we have, all the regular social media platforms. So all of those kind of get my face out or, whatever information I'm trying, to get out there. I do tend to use more social media platforms than anything else.
I love that.
But there's so many options, that's I'm like the very tip of an iceberg that goes
it's
under.
So funny. Like I feel like in a lot of ways, I've been able to see how digital transformation changed the Fortune 500,
I'm sure,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, and so for me, it's I feel like a digital transformation consultant for women.
Yeah.
Like, how can you guys embrace automation
and great,
and increase the amount of time that you have in your life and actually become more efficient, maybe even save some money. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so it's funny, but like as I was writing this book, that was a part of the thing I was thinking about is like as women, like in our 40s, sometimes we have a tendency to not be early adopters.
Totally.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. We watched our parents do it too.
Yeah. Yep. And I think exactly. We don't want to end up like them, like
we'll never do this. No, I'm kind of doing it.
It's kind of
happening right now.
Ride the wave, baby. Ride the wave. So it's like, I would love to be able to be there for women and be like, embrace AI. Like do reach out to friends that are doing it. Do talk to your kids about it because your kids know, they know more than we do about this stuff.
And I think that as women, we tend to learn from each other more than I feel like men like to research.
Yes.
My husband will like look at something and I'm going to buy this, but I'm going to look at 300 sites and I'm going to talk to 700 people. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk to my girlfriends.
Yeah.
And they're going to tell me what's happening.
I mean, you can pretty much post it on the Sisterhood.
Exactly. How many times do we see that? We're like, does anybody have a reference for this? Yeah, exactly. A plumber. Does anybody know how to do this? And I do think that we trust each other more than we might search it once somebody gives us like, okay, well, let me look this up for a second. Right. But we really do default to each other to tell me about this. So I think having somebody like you that is so savvy in that world for somebody like me who gets overwhelmed, it's like people walking to the gym and they look at all this equipment and they think,
that's me. I'm like,
what do I do with this?
Not my wheelhouse.
Yeah. For me, I'm like, I have 300 new exercises for you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Totally.
So it's the same thing when it comes to IT for you. I mean, I'm looking at things. You're like, what are your apps you use? I'm like, you know what? Tell me.
Yes.
You tell me because I'm trying to work smarter, not harder now.
Yeah.
So I want you because this is your wheelhouse.
Absolutely.
Tell me what it is I should be doing.
Oh, I love it.
And then I'm going to follow it because once you find your people and you know that they're good at what they do.
Totally.
I'm a big advocate for I will hire you because you're good at what you do.
Right.
And you are going to tell me how to do this.
Oh, totally. I'm a delegator myself. Like I don't want to learn. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. Like I don't have time for that.
No.
We're like
passions.
Just looking from the quickest way to point A to point B at like every moment of the day.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that that's part of what your book is about, right? Yes. Like us learning how to do things more efficiently because as women, we don't really shy away from something that's hard, right?
No,
Something's hard. We're like, okay, well, here we go, let's grit down and we're going to finish this and we're going to figure it out. And okay, we've a 140-degree fever, but we're getting everybody everywhere they need to go today, right?
Yeah. Mom doesn't get sick.
No, we just do it. Yeah. And I think that when people introduce things to us that are going to help us minimize the amount of time that we have to give to whatever project it is.
Right.
We're like, thank God, where has this been my whole life?
Oh, exactly. I mean, I spent 8 hours one day writing a proposal for the gas and oil industry about digital transformation and how it could save money and time and automation. I mean, this whole thing.
Yeah.
Then the next morning I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this AI thing. And I downloaded the Genius app. And
nice.
I basically gave it the parameters, told it, basically what I had done the day before. And instantly it generated something even better than what I had spent 8 hours on the day before. And I realized, you know what? That's 8 hours I could have spent with my newborn baby.
Yes.
hello.
Yeah.
Like, do I have other things that I'd rather be doing? Would I rather be at the park with my kids?
Yeah, always.
For sure.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like my priorities as a mom, like if I can save a little time or a lot of time, why wouldn't I? And
it's a big thing.
That was my real like aha moment for myself, realizing that I needed to embrace digital transformation just the way that the corporations were embracing digital transformation. I was like, wow, holy crap.
It's true.
Like, this is awesome.
It's true.
Yeah.
And I do think that.
And every woman I talk to who's embracing AI is like using it a little differently. Yeah. So I feel like I'm getting tips from like all of my all of my guests.
Yes.
Have been using it in some other way or using some other technology platform. And I'm like, wow, look at everybody. Like, I never would have thought of that. That's amazing.
And that's why we need those people.
And having conversations about technology as women, you know, I feel like technology has always been such the man's world.
It very much has been. And I don't know why, because when you think about how many things we do a day that involves technology,
right?
I just think that it's kind of a world that our moms didn't really dive into that much. Right. At least my mom wasn't real tech savvy.
I was a little lucky there. My mom was if anything that they told my mom was not a girl thing, was a thing that she wanted to get
she was into it. Oh, I love it. I love it. She's like, this is it. I'm doing this. That's awesome.
She is defiant that way.
Well, that makes sense. Look at you. That's why you're a CEO of an IT company. That makes complete sense, you know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So I did get lucky there, but I did see it in the other moms. Like I was raised in a tribe of mothers. Yeah. I really was. Yeah. And in my tribe of mothers, most of the mothers were stay-at-home moms. Yeah. And most of them didn't embrace technology and still don't embrace technology.
I don't know what it is. Yeah. I think that it takes people like you who say to us, listen, we can make this easier for you. Right? Like, let me show you how to do this.
Yeah, yeah. Like, and you're doing enough already. Yeah. Like, maybe we can like lift a little bit of that burden.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it makes a difference when it comes from somebody who's doing the same thing we're doing. You're just doing it more efficiently, right? Like, it's not like, I'm not married and I have no kids.
Oh, right.
I'm probably not going to take into account. I mean, I'm going to listen to you. Right. And I'll filter through what I want. I always tell people, tell me whatever you want to tell me.
Right.
I can filter through that, whether I'm going to use it or not. But as a mom of 6, working and running a house, and then let me tell you how to make this easier. I'm going to listen to you.
Thanks.
Because your world is busier than my world. And if you're making it easier for you, I want it easier for me too.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. My mom always said, Amy, you run that house like a general. And then like... I'm like, thanks, Mom. I'm like, thanks. But but I think it's a part of like being that, like bringing that like CEO mentality into my house and trying to run it with like the same kind of systems that you run your companies. Yeah. Like, okay, then that's part of the manager too, is like, how can I teach you those kinds of skills too? Like those leadership and management skills that we do in our house, like all the time, like everything, like organizing our kids' calendars and their schedules and the husband's doctor's appointments and like, you know, all of the things. Life is a series of managing and organizing all the things.
It's interesting because I think that we tend to look to things like I'm going to teach my kid, I got to teach my kid how to cook, you know, like I'm like, this is a skill you need, right?
Oh, definitely.
So there are certain skills that we look at and we think, I got to teach you how to do laundry. I need to teach you how to drive. I need to teach you how to do these things. But what we don't realize is that there's the day-to-day stuff that we do that we also need to teach our kids. So watching us manage a house, I think is a skill that all of our kids should be able to look at and say, I'm going to take something from this.
I hope so. And also delegating some of the tasks to the kids. Like, you're right, like laundry. These are the real things. It's like, are you really going to use geometry? But are you really going to need to know how to be proficient at washing your dishes and how to do laundry properly? Yes. I mean, doing laundry right can save you a lot of money because you're not going to ruin your clothes.
Exactly. Exactly. If you're going to show up to an interview, you probably need clothes to wear. That's just kind of a thing,
do. And you don't want them to be pink because you put the red in with the white.
It's super short.
Super short because you put it on high. You know? But like, honestly, it's the skills. It's like, I do feel like delegating some of those, like the invisible work that we typically have taken on in our households as women, and delegating some of that to our children is actually doing them a service because we're going to give them life skills.
It's
the real life things.
Yes. Either way. I mean, they're going to have to learn all that stuff that I just mentioned. It's the things that we don't necessarily look at that list. That these are things that I'm glad that I learned. And a lot of it I learned through sports too. So I think that the activities that we put our kids in, you know, running around to 7 different stops a day is exhausting. But then you look at, like we were just talking about, well, what's the other option, right?
Right.
You guys are going to sit at home and not do anything? Well, no, you need to learn how to, you know, play on a team. You need to learn how to talk to adults. You need to learn how to order your own food. You know, there's so many things that we do when we take them out that are just skills. And you will meet kids that don't have those, that are very sheltered.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just, it's painful.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know how you're going to do life.
Oh, yeah.
You might be book smart. That's you are going to nail that test.
Totally. But how are you going to function in the actual world and talk to actual people?
Exactly. Yeah. So all that invisible work that you talk about that we do is really what keeps life moving.
Oh, yeah. It really does.
And if we don't have that, then, you know, well, okay, I guess you did one skill today. That's spectacular.
Right? Exactly.
We missed everything today. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. It's definitely, you know, it's the invisible work that keeps the world moving.
Yeah. And now if you have an app that's going to make my invisible work easier.
Heck yeah.
Oh my God, please sign me up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, you've got to get into AI. I mean, honestly, Grok, Jira, okay? It's free right now. It's like, you don't even have to, I mean, honestly, just start playing with it and like seeing how I have friends that are like putting their goals in for the week.
That's cool.
Like I want to do this and this week.
Yeah.
How can I achieve my goals?
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, okay. It can organize your to-do list. It can organize your grocery list. Like it's kind of, it's another tool in our toolbox.
We need it.
We really do.
The world just keeps getting busier. You know, there's more demands every day, I feel like, on everybody, men, women, anybody. It just is, can be all consuming. And sometimes we forget that we're supposed to have fun.
Yes.
That life is supposed to, like, you're supposed to sit and enjoy some of this.
Yeah.
Rather than running and just trying to get it all done.
Right? I mean, in some ways, I kind of miss COVID because we were like just chilling.
Talk about that all the time. Like, oh my gosh, how much downtime did we have? It was amazing.
Yeah, especially in our neighborhood.
Oh,
it was like the best. Oh my gosh, we really did. Like we turned inward and like had the most amazing, I mean, pickleball and
oh my gosh, all of our
Foursquare and all the kids.
We were like a resort. We were like a little resort in our.
We really were.
Everybody's on their driveways. We had like a Bloody Mary at 9 a.m. Like, how's it going over there?
Everybody going out?
God, it was so fun.
Making the pots and pans like at sunset.
Every
Remember
night.
that?
That was so nice.
Yeah. I mean, there was, I don't know. And just seeing people like walking around we have like these beautiful walking trails from our neighborhood down to the beach and like seeing people in the parks and riding their bikes and like, wow, taking that time to slow down made me realize like I do want to manage my life in a way where I do have time to like have the slow time too.
It's true. And then the amount of, I'm sure in your world too, the amount of women I know that come to me and I'm just tired.
Oh, they're exhausted.
I'm like, I get it. You know, we are. And a lot of my clients that go to Europe and come back.
Yeah.
Like, God, they just they have it down out there.
Yeah.
Well, they do things differently. You know, life for them is a very different roller coaster than ours. I feel like as Americans, we are so looking for what we're supposed to be doing next and that list that we're going over at 2 a.m. You know? So I feel like we just lose track of the fact that sometimes we should be having a good time. And like we should be like, I get to sit and talk to you. Is this part of your work? Yeah. But I also get to catch up with you.
Yeah.
And we get to talk about our neighborhood and how much fun it is and how the kids are doing. And so there is something about trying to bring a little joy into our everyday tasks. And I do feel like some of these apps that are coming out are trying to push us to be able to have a little bit more downtime and maybe organize this faster or, get that, that report out in an hour versus 8 hours.
Yeah, it really makes a big difference in life if we can find things that make us more efficient. Yeah. I'm all in for that, please. Because efficiency is the key to my life.
Yeah, because I'm going to need it to be done. Like, I'm not one of those people that will just move on from it.
Oh, no, I can't not do it.
No, I was like, no, if there's something that needs to be done, I'm going to have to make sure it's done.
Yeah.
And I want it done the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
So if you give me an app and it just kind of half does it,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I don't
Oh
want
my
that.
gosh,
Yeah.
no, but you like with AI, you actually like it's coachable.
I
like
love
it
this.
learns.
Well,
and like
you just said the
can,
right word, coachable. I'm
it's,
in.
It's coachable. Like it's so coachable. It's basically like your perfect client.
Yeah.
It has this empty mind and it's just like, teach me.
That's amazing.
It wants to learn all about you and your life and what you do and how you do it. And then it will like literally, you can like download websites. Amazing. You can download books to it. You can like teach it everything you want it to know about fitness.
Oh man.
And then it can like help you from
it's
there.
Like your perfect partner.
It really is. Like my last client and I were talking about like literally there was a girl that fell in love with her AI.
Oh, well, you know.
And
everything you're saying
used him so much that she filled him all the way up and he had no memory left.
Oh
and
my
she
gosh.
had to delete him.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that was possible.
Apparently it is.
That is a thing. Okay. I mean, I feel like you're talking about a movie right now, but this is actually things that happen.
Yeah, like we're here.
Wow.
You are here.
Okay. See, I'm learning something new right now. I've learned a lot in like an hour. Like my mind is blown.
But you know, that's the power of AI is that like it really is this like very specialty tool that like is completely customizable to what you want it to be.
Yeah.
And you don't have to feel bad. Like we were talking about like how when I first started using it, it would like come up with something and it'd be like, it's not quite right. But I would like take my draft and like take it in, correct it myself. And then I realized, Amy, it doesn't have feelings.
Yeah.
Like you can tell it exactly what you want it to do. Like
you do have to tell us that because we're like,
well, I seriously, I bump into a wall and I'm like, oh, excuse me.
I didn't see that.
I was like, oh my God, I'm treating this thing like it's a person. And like, actually I can just teach it and like continue to refine it so that it can do the things I want it to do exactly the way I want it to do. So don't give up on it. Just keep working it. Like it's worth the investment. It's like it's almost like teaching a child.
Yeah.
Because you're basically able to just take it, but it's better than a child because it like doesn't
have
its own free will.
It's not telling you no.
It's not
or cutting you off or any of those other things
totally. It doesn't break down and start crying when you say no. Like
that's that right there. That's what I needed.
I know, exactly.
Right that's
totally.
funny.
So I mean it's an investment into your AI, into your like little AI ecosystem that like you're gonna create this custom AI just by teaching it about you.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And like honestly, you can like literally you can talk into it.
That's cool.
So you can talk to text into it and just be like, hey, this is me. This is what I'm about. Like, here's my social media handle. Like, here's articles that have been done about me. Like,
that's cool.
you can basically just have this conversation with this machine.
God, that's
and this
crazy.
machine you will be its world.
That's nuts.
What you give it to consume is what it will know.
I guess I've never heard it broken down. So it's very cool to think. Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah.
I mean, we're one step closer to the Jetsons. That is
my gosh. I know Hannah and I are like, we should buy a robot and share it to do the laundry and like clean the houses. I think actually in the long run, like it's going to be a better investment than like paying the people that we need in our house to do those things.
Do we just invest in one for the neighborhood? And
Can we have a neighborhood robot? How many robots do we need for the neighborhood?
I mean, I feel like 3 is a good number.
Right? And then who charges them?
I don't know. We're going to have to put somebody on that.
Exactly. Because these robots, like literally they're $20,000 a piece.
That is crazy.
Isn't that crazy? God. So like we literally, no, it's like, this is the world that we're like, this is 2025. Like you are like, it's the most wild thing. Like the technology, the revolution that's happening right now is going to happen really fast and it's going to be really profound. And it's like, the more we embrace it, the more we can take advantage of it as women.
Yeah.
And like make a digital transformation for ourselves where we free ourselves from
the mundane stuff.
The mundane stuff.
Yeah.
Automate the stuff. Like, do I really need to fold my own laundry? Like if a robot could do it, could it probably do it better than me?
100%.
I'm not the best. Like Brenda doesn't even like the way I fold laundry.
Here's the other thing is if it folds the laundry, great. I could care less if it's good or bad. You know, you're folding it.
Yeah. As long as it's not me.
Yeah. I don't have to do it. Great. Moving on. You know?
Exactly.
I think we're all in our lives where we're like, you did it subpar. I don't care. You did it great.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. I mean, I just feel like we may be on the brink. Like the original title of the book was going to be the Feminist Manifesto of the Fourth Industrial Revolution.
I love it.
Because I was realizing
the
Fourth Industrial Revolution, like, is going to be this feminist revolution. Like, it could be the technology that ultimately frees us from like all of the boring stuff that we really don't want to do.
Yeah, that would be great.
Right?
I just think in general, I mean, I feel like we do so much busy work.
Oh, we really do.
In our world, we just do a lot of busy work.
Right?
And there are so many things, because I will talk to people, men and women, with these ideas.
Yeah.
And there's such great ideas, you know, and they have a passion for something, or, you know, they're very invested in something, but they have no time to pursue it.
Yeah.
So you're out with the girls, you know, I don't know, having a cocktail, and they say something, and then it just gets pushed back, right? Yeah. Because then the night ends and they have to go do kids in the morning, or, you know, whatever it is.
It's back to all of the mundane tasks that like suck our time and our mind share.
Exactly.
And as we free our time and our mind share, what will we do?
I don't know, but I
big things,
look forward
I think.
to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Big things, all the things. And maybe we can have lives that are like truly fulfilling. And I think that as women become happier and more like self-fulfilled, like everyone around us benefits from that. Always. Our husbands benefit, our children benefit. Always, you know, the society as a whole really benefits from women making this transition into embracing technology and freeing ourselves.
I think, I mean, my husband always says, happy wife, happy life. And I laugh at him, but I'm like, you're not wrong.
It's so true.
He's like, don't piss mom off today. It makes it harder for me. Well, that's actually 100% true, you guys.
Yeah, listen to dad. Dad's right.
Dad's right. He's also pissing me off at the same time. But yeah, he's right.
But he's totally right.
It's true.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah. And like, what's next for AbneyAthletics? Like, what's your big moves planned?
I don't know. So it's, you know, in the games were amazing, and it was a great accomplishment. I grinded for like 7 or 8 years. Oof. You know, it was a new sport. So I swam in college, got out of college, and then just kind of dabbled in different things. Had my first kid. My husband, who's a fireman, you know, Brian, and his friend opened a CrossFit gym. And so he's like, you should try this CrossFit thing. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll get in there and do it. Got in and started doing it. It was really fun. Got pregnant with my second one, had to take time off. And then after that, I'm like, you know, I really want to try to do these CrossFit Games. Yeah. And it was completely new. I've never done gymnastics. I've lifted, but I haven't done anything like that. So it was like head down and go for what was like 7 or 8 years, which was a lot, when battling, you know, kids and husband and job and all these things. Right. And so I went and I did it. And now everybody will ask me, are you going to do it again? And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it again, because there was a balance there that I lost during it that I didn't get to enjoy my family and, you know, my clients and my friends. And it was just all about training. Yeah. And I did that in college, and it was great. Yeah. And that's how I got my education. So I don't know if I want to do that degree of athleticism again. I had a great time with it. Yeah. You know, I go back and forth with it.
But I mean, you were like on a global stage.
It was amazing.
And I competed like in
women in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. And took 7th place for women in the world. So it's like, you kind of did the thing.
It was good. I mean, it was kind of like a box I checked, and I got to compete with girls that were the original founders of CrossFit in general. So I was with these very well-known women. Yeah. And you just sit and chatting, and they're amazing people. And you have people from Iceland, and you have people from everywhere in Europe, and you have people from South America. And it was a really cool experience. So, you know, and a lot of my clients will look to what I'm doing, and it's a motivation for them. Sure. So I'm constantly trying to find something to push my clients to try new things too. Because when I try something new, it kind of sparks their interest too. Yeah. So I don't know yet. With AbneyAthletics, I like to keep it, because it's in our neighborhood. So I like to keep it somewhat on a smaller scale. People are like, why don't you open your own gym? I don't really know, because you lose a little bit of that personal touch when you have this giant facility. Yeah. And I've seen it happen so many times. Oh, yeah. So for AbneyAthletics, I think that I just enjoy being able to train the people I get through word of mouth, you know, friends, family, and, you know, from there, and try to do the best I can with that. Yeah. But now I have like my older son, like Fletcher. So he's 13 and he does water polo, and he's very interested in working out now. Nice. So for me, I think my next move is finding that next generation. Ooh,
I love that.
And
Kelly.
Motivating that.
I will sign my boys up. They need fitness. Like
they do.
You know, they really do. And Gabe they both want to they're 13, 15.
Of course.
They want to put on that muscle.
They all want to get buff.
They
and
want to
they all,
get
yeah, you know,
buff.
it's funny because it's the same thing
Yeah.
that they've said for years.
Yeah.
But I think being with all the platforms that they have to see different ways of fitness.
Yes.
It's sparking interest in different ways also. So,
Definitely.
like I coached the San Clemente High School water polo girls in the weight room.
Yeah.
And they had a great season this past season. They made it into the finals for CIF.
Yay.
They had amazing growth and development. And I think it is so interesting to me, men or women, when it comes to our youth, when they have an interest and they come to me and they want me to teach them. Because for so long, there was already an idea and people would come to me and like, okay, well, I'm going to bench.
Yeah.
Why are you going to bench? Your sport has nothing to do. I'm not saying it won't translate, but there's no interest in that.
Right.
But now they have more education. So they'll say to me, I want to get stronger in my core. I want to throw harder. And I know to do that, I need to do this.
Yes.
So it's fun for me because I can have a conversation that's more than just the foundation. They want more details. They want more. They're looking for more. So I like the youth because they're looking to me. And then in my, other side of it, I'm looking at it going, well, how can I find new ways?
Right.
How do I generate this interest in new and different ways?
Yeah.
Because there are movements that will forever translate across the generations.
Yeah.
But there are so many other new things that have come out. And the kids are starting to see it. And so they're coming to me and I'm like, I've never even heard of that. Let me look at this.
Yeah.
There's so many new supplements. There's so many new ideas for how to get that next edge.
Oh, definitely.
And I love that these kids are saying, okay, well, you seem like you know what you're talking about, which is always a compliment to me.
Yes.
If a kid comes to me and they're like, you know what you're doing.
Right.
Oh my God. Okay. This kid is interested and they know who I am. This is amazing.
Yeah, totally.
You adults can kick it.
Yes,
I'm in. So
yeah, I love it. So looking more towards a youth program, I think that's so cool. I can see this for you. I want to encourage you in this.
It's fun. And
I love this.
We live in, Orange County has so many options down here, but I do think that the youth, there are some amazing coaches for youth sports.
Yeah.
But it's more of a one-on-one. So youth facility is just something that I haven't seen take off around here.
Yeah.
But I know so many people that would be good at it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I know a lot of other coaches. There's guys that are former NFL players.
Even
I know.
putting together some sort of a youth curriculum, possibly.
It's crazy. Right? I mean, I have a credential for physical education.
Yeah.
For secondary education. And I remember when I was doing that, there was a whole conversation, and this was 10 years ago, about yoga. Incorporating yoga into classrooms. And Capo Valley, one of the teachers there, she brought it in and the kids loved it.
Yeah.
And it was just something they never even thought about doing. You have kids that never even knew what a yoga studio was. And now they're obsessed with it.
Right.
So I think it's really neat to be able to incorporate into a curriculum or into whatever a sports program is.
Absolutely.
Different ideas. Because I know as an athlete growing up, there's so many things I wish I knew that would have helped me become a better athlete, in college.
Yeah.
And if somebody had taken the time to teach that to me early on, I would have maybe, what would be the other option that I could have done?
Oh, Kelly, I see a book.
And so
I'm sorry, hun, but I do. I see a book.
Well, now I need to look at these apps because I have these ideas, but I'm like, how do you get that out?
Yeah,
with,
or
things?
Do we build an app?
I know. Well, there's this other part.
Do we build an app for these youth young athletes? Why not? No one else is doing it, Kelly.
Yeah, it is. It is a world, and it's there, and these kids want it.
Yeah, it really, and especially with social media as an outlet, that's where these kids are learning about this stuff. So,
very true.
I think it's super viable, actually. I can't wait to have you back on the show. I want to help you develop this idea. I love the idea that together there's this synergy with women. And as we have more time, we're going to do big things.
I 100% believe it. And I can't wait to see what it is that happens because it's out there and it's happening.
It really, really is. Yeah. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule as a mom and a coach to be on the show with me today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to have you back.
I hopefully I have more news, bigger news next time, right?
We're going to be working on this. Oh, absolutely.
Perfect. I'm going to go figure out some apps when we get off this.
For real though. I love it. Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you.